So, hi, my name is Jokra, and I just felt like making this. This is the team builder for week 1 of season 1 of the DMBL, a multi-battle league played in doubles format on Showdown. Our team is the Super High School level memers, coached by me and Josh. And week 1 we are facing off against the Denver Bronzors SD, coached by Corbin and Napi. Well, the Bronzors have a really threatening draft, consisting of Mega Salamence, Alolan Ninetales, Jirachi, Zapdos, Terrakion, Genesect, Mamoswine, Mega Sableye, Volcanion, Shaman Skyform, and Aegislash. My experience with draft format is not very much, so my sets may not be the best, but I tried to get as good as possible counters to their mons, and I hope to improve a lot during this league. First off, our first mon here is Mega Kangaskhan, one of our 2 Megas. We decided against bringing Mega Gyarados this week, as we thought Mega Kangaskhan was doing a better job, and regular Gyarados was doing just fine. Khan is running a pretty standard set with Fake Out, Return and Crunch, but the 4th move is kinda different than normal because we're running Ice Beam, mainly for Mega Salamence, but it also hits Shaman, I guess. Well, Mega Kangaskhan gets Rock Slide, but through Intimidate but because of Intimidate that's barely doing any damage, and Ice Beam is 4 times effective, super effective. So that was... The EVs are set to Fake Out plus Ice Beam, 2-hit KOs the Mega Salamence, even after Intimidate, unless they run like a lot of bulk, in which case our other mons would be, such as Scarf and Magnezone, would be able to outspeed it and help deal with it easily. The speed is to outspeed Jolly Mamoswine, because their team... Well, everything we don't outspeed with this speed, we'll speed tie with at best, so we decided against running that speed, because we have counters to those mons anyways. Furthermore, we have Crunch for the Aegislash and Jirachi, and just Return for consistent damage. Second mon we're bringing this week is Magnezone, which we're bringing Choice Scarf set with Sturdy. Sturdy is so we don't get OHKO'd by Earthquake before we're able to do anything. We're running Flash Cannon because Scarf Zone actually outspeeds Alolan Ninetales, and Flash Cannon is times 4 effective, so it probably will one-shot. Volt Switch is just a really good move for pivoting, in case they bring out in something we cannot really hit. Hidden Power Fire is to hit the Genesect, which is a pretty threatening mon to our team. And Thunderbolt is just for for damage. We're actually not entirely sure if we want to run Thunderbolt instead of Discharge, because Discharge hits both mons, but yeah, I guess we'll figure that out. Our third Pokemon is Gastron, and this is actually some pretty different set than most of you are used to. It is Assault Vest Gastrodon. Normally, Gastrodon runs a leftover set, which Recover and Protect, and maybe sometimes Curse. But this set was actually made to counter Volcanion, which, if we don't counter that, has a field day on our team. It just fires off specs, moves, and goes ham. Basically, the EVs, special attack EVs, are made that after a Storm Drain boost, we have a 100% chance to OHKO with Earth Power. Yeah. And the rest is put in Spadaf, so that we can live attacks. I believe, HP Grass with the spread and assault vest from a specs modest Volcanion, does around 60, so we can't really switch into it, but if we go but if Volcanion locks itself into HP Grass, that basically means we get to go to another mon for free, because it really doesn't hit anything for more than neutral except for Gastrodon. So if it specs and locks itself into HP Grass, that wouldn't be too much of a threat. I believe Life Orb is a roll to 2-8 KO, but Life Orb Volcanion is Life Orb Volcanion puts itself in range for some other mons that can't OHKO from full, and yeah, basically it's meant to switch in on Steam Eruptions. And that's how it's doing this week. Next up is Tapu Bulu, which is just always a giant threat. Woodhammer, main stab, self-explanatory. Just we were debating to run like Payback or Brutal Swing to hit the Jirachi or Egg Slash, but after doing some calcs, we find out that Woodhammer in terrain does actually more to both Jirachi and Egg Slash. So there was no reason to run Payback as it was. It's just pretty useless 90% of the time. 100% of the time actually. Hornleash is just there for some recovery. If, like say there's a mon at 20%, there's no reason to take recoil, and we can maybe get some HP back for it. Stone Ashes to hit Mega Salamence and Zapdos, and Genesect and Skymin to an extent. And Toxic is just, well, there was no coverage move we decided to take because we wanted to take, because the combination of Rock and Wood either hit everything neutrally or super effectively, and like I said, Payback does not hit harder than Woodhammer, and there was not really anything else we wanted to hit super effectively that we could hit super effectively actually. So we just went with Toxic because it could because it could come in handy, I guess. Maybe against Mega Salamence. I can't see myself clicking the Toxic button, but maybe it will once. Maybe I won't regret bringing it. At least I won't regret bringing it. Next up is Gyarados, or Z-Mon this week. We have Mega Gyarados, but we did not bring it because we can only bring one Mega at a time. We just brought a pretty regular set, except it's Darkinium Z instead of Flyinium Z. This set actually +1 Black Hole Eclipse, one shots Max Fizdef, Agi or Jirachi, and Waterfall. They do not have a Pokemon that resists both Dark and Water, so we just brought Protect instead of what's it called, Bounce, because the only Pokemon we would probably click Bounce on anyway was Skymin, and Skymin is probably doesn't appreciate taking a crunch, and +1 crunch does a hell of a lot. EVs are just pretty standard. Running max speed Jolly to outspeed Mamoswine, because freeze dry. I mean, Gyarados does not appreciate taking a freeze dry, and just putting the rest in attack. And our last mon is Zygarde. Originally we were going to bring this as a Zemon with Dragonium Z, but then we realized they have Mega Sableye, and our Wisp switch in does not really exist because Gastrodon wants to stay as healthy as possible, and Magnezone would like to keep as sturdy if possible intact. And I checked, and none of these mons actually gets Heal Bell or Aromatherapy, so I replaced it with Lumberry. and just made Gyarados the Zmon instead. This is really standard, just protect DD, 1000 arrows, outrage. Again, the outspeeding Mamoswine by 5 points. Jolly Memo. Found no reason to run Jolly because it doesn't really. It's basically 95 speed, so it doesn't speed all the way to hundreds. And after 1 DD, it outspeeds everything except Scarf Genesect. Yeah, or some other Scarfed mons, which Scarf Genesect is the only one we're really scared of bringing. It outspeeds Scarf Volcanion at +1, and Scarf Mamoswine as well. And that's basically all for this week. And yeah, we scheduled for Sunday at 9 a.m. EST, which is pretty early for my teammate, and it's 3 p.m. for me, it's 6 a.m. for him, and for our opponents it's like 9 a.m. I think. So felt kind of bad for Josh, but yeah, it was the best we could schedule. So that's basically it for this week, and yeah, I will upload this match as well. I don't know if I'm going to upload it as live commentary or as post commentary, probably post commentary. And I guess I'll see you guys then.